Okay, time to put the grommet and do a strain relief on this pedal. So in order to do that, got the bottom off. We'll pop the wires out. There we go. Is that the right size? That's about it. Okay. So poke that through. I feel like putting this in from the other side would have been easier. We can fix that though by pushing the grommet through the hole. All right. I will fiddle with that off camera because it's not going to be exciting to watch, but we can put a quick strain relief knot in here and then fasten the wires back down. So I'll put this wire back on, get that grommet in, and throw the bottom back on this, and then we'll be able to do a stitch test. Okay. Time to get ready for a stitch test. So get our spool pins back in the top here. And got new felts because turns out you can order 100 felts for basically the same cost as 2, since that's how the world works. So get the needle. Installed, This is the original foot. It's got that deep gouge from the presser foot, or from the feed dogs. So that's pretty much worn out. If I wanted to, I could file that flat and polish it up again, but fortunately I have some other low shank feet, so we'll just throw another foot on there. Okay. We'll set our zigzag. Set our zigzag as wide as it goes, and gently turn this to make sure that, yep, the needle does not strike the foot or the plate. So we can just release that and let it come back here. There was no bobbin case in this machine when I got it, so we'll take a generic class 15 bobbin case, snap that in place. Make sure that's in there real good, and grab some thread here. And let's see now. There's no thread guide on the back side of the machine like that white had. This machine has two little thread guides and the tensioner for doing the bobbin winder. It does have a thread guide on top of the tensioner, so I'm going to put it through this thread guide between the plates on the tensioner. You know what? I'm not gonna do that side. I'm gonna do this. So it comes, I routed it through this two spots, around the discs of the tensioner, then through this thread guide under the spring. And now through the take-up armhole, which make sure that's at the top, and then there's a guide inside this silver piece behind the door, and there's a loop down. Oh, this spring guide is busted off here. It's okay. I'm gonna thread this from the outside in, because the flat of the needle is facing that way, and I believe that you always thread from the round side of the needle to the flat side, if I remember correctly. But we'll find out quickly, because I'm gonna turn the machine to get the bobbin thread drawn up. And now with the bobbin thread drawn up and our tension set to about the middle, I left the blind hem switch on. There. We got the orange thread is the top thread. The blue thread was the bobbin thread, and the blue thread is pulling the orange thread down through, because you can barely see that, but if I pull, yeah, that's pretty loose. It's not too bad. I am going to put the teeniest bit more tension no, it was pulling the bobbin thread was pulling the top thread under, which means I need to adjust the top tension. Should really remember how to sew sometime, right? Okay. Now, there. The orange thread is the top thread, and it's pulling evenly there so that when we... There. That's much better. Okay. Now, we'll just set ourselves to the zigzag, and then there we go. Zigzag is, well, the bottom tension is a bit high for zigzag, so I guess I will pop this out, and we will well, I need to find a screwdriver that fits in that slot. I thought I had a narrow one here. I'm going to adjust this tension down, and then we will do some sewing with this. So, alright, we're going to do some sewing with this. This is a pair of shorts. The fabric here has come apart on the pocket, so I'm going to stitch that back against the pocket liner end to itself, which means I'm going to stick this up under here, get our maximum zigzag width, set ourselves to a turn this around and just let's see. Hell yeah. All right. Okay, well, the problem is I got the thread twisted around the needle. There we go. Okay. Get the needle up out of the way so I can keep track of it there. Let's see now. That upper thread broke. Let's see what happened there. Still got a little bit of extra tension on the bottom thread. I'm gonna guess that going back and forth like that was too much. This thread also might be old, so I'll rethread this and make sure we got the hook there, and then through that. All right. Yeah, you can call that good enough though. It fixed that hole, so now I won't keep sticking my fingers in the hole instead of my pocket. And then see, there's a cut in this waistband. It's from the suspenders I wear. So I'm actually gonna just stitch a bunch on this. Aha. I see what's happening here. So I need to get a replacement spring guide here. This broken guide here that should be fastened under the screw on the side of the needle bar here. This guide helps hold the thread here so it doesn't pop out of this spiral. So it doesn't pop out of there, because the thread is popping out of here and then it's rubbing on the rough edges of the lid. So that is the problem I'm having with broken thread on this machine. So time to get a tiny piece of spring wire guide here and see what we can do about that.